Hello, I'm sorry about my croaky voice today. I'm a little bit sick. I just wanted to make a video today about tips and tricks, little inside advantages for people that are interviewing with Disney. As many of you know, or may know, or not know at all, I'm actually going to work at Disney World in Florida from August to January because I got onto their exchange program. And this is just a few little tips for people that might have an interview coming up. These are all things that I absolutely wish I knew before I went for my interview. I would not have stressed as much as I did because it's kind of a big deal. I thought it was a big deal anyway. When I went in, I was expecting to be asked like 1 trillion questions about 1 million things in my work experience and life, and really complicated questions that I didn't think I'd be able to answer. And it's basically just like going in to have a friendly chat with someone. They don't interrogate you. It doesn't feel like an interrogation or even a real interview actually. It just feels like you're having a friendly conversation with somebody. They ask you about your work experience, but I know people that have got in with absolutely no work experience at all, so that's not the main thing they're looking for. They said your attitude is key. So as long as you're a happy, confident, bubbly sort of person, like the Disney sort of personality you'd expect from people working there, then you're absolutely fine. You're gonna get in straight away. The next thing is, when I was doing my research for my interview, is I didn't think there was like a lot of people that would get in. I saw on a lot of things there was like a 3 in 1 chance or like 101, but I asked the actual interviewer in my interview, and he said there is no limits on who they let in. Like if they like you, you're in, and that's it. It's nowhere near as scary as you think it's going to be. The interview people are so friendly and so nice. I think I was in there for like 20 minutes, and about 10 minutes of my interview I was just telling my interviewer about like ice cream sundaes and good places to eat from where I'm from. And we just talked about ice cream for most of my interview, so it was really chill. Like when I had to go down to Sydney for my interview, and I had like this big list of like 50 questions of different places I want to work, and like why I want to do this and why I want to do this, how I want to deal with this and conflict and blah blah. I studied for it like an exam, and I got in there and I think he asked me like 5 or 6 questions, and that was it. The sorts of questions they will ask you, I think the first thing he asked me about was my work experience. So I told him about like I worked in a salon and stuff and every other type of work experience I had, and he actually they actually recommend jobs that they think you'd be good at. So when I went in and told them I'd done hairdressing, he recommended that I work in the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique sort of area, but it'll be different for everybody. He asked me how I deal with like conflict with roommates because you live over there in your apartment. They'll ask you a little bit about yourself, so you say like where you're from, what you like what are your interests. Questions that they'll ask you is why do you want to do this program and why do you want to work for Disney. That question I would definitely put the most thought into before you go into your interview. I said I wanted to do it because it was good for me professionally, it was good for my career, it's what I'm studying at uni. I went there when I was 8 and I wanted to share the excitement of Disney with other people coming to visit the park for the first time or all the time, and just share the magic. So you really have to think about what you're going to say because that's one of the crucial questions. Towards the end of the interview, it's just sort of like standard checklist of things like, are you okay with living away from home? Are you happy living with roommates? And you just say yes. They don't ask you a lot of tricky questions. I think I got asked more questions at the job I'm at now than actually applying for the Disney one, which is really weird. So make sure you dress professionally. I wore like a blazer with a button-up shirt and some leggings and some little like ankle boot sort of things. Some people came to the interview in like really tiny dresses and singlets, and it looked very professional. So make the most of the alumni that's there. When I went for my presentation, we all sat in this big like lecture room, and they had 3 people that had come back from like the previous exchange program, and they answered all my questions about absolutely everything. And the interviewers, I think, are actually kind of keeping an eye on how you're interacting with other people, because they want to see what you're like. You're going to be absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong. You're going to get in absolutely like straight away.